Welcome back to The Reset. I am Shaun Tucker, human performance scientist and authority architect. We are here in the Living Lab documenting the science, the struggle, and the shift for every high performance dad and founder who is ready to bridge the gap between their ambition and their presence. If you had 1 extra hour every single day for the next 30 days, what would you do with that extra hour? I have a funny story because this morning I woke up an hour earlier before before the time I thought I was going to wake up. And it's interesting because I set my alarm yesterday morning for my dad's my fitness workout on a Sunday. So this episode is recorded on the day after my dad's workout, and you'll see this the day after live. Anyway, I set my alarm to wake up at 4:30 on the Sunday, and today's Monday. You're seeing this on a Tuesday. And I couldn't compute, I couldn't figure out why when I did my normal routine in the morning, I looked at the clock and I saw it was 6 o'clock. Because normally it's 7 o'clock, the time I've normally been waking up. And then I was taking my dog for a walk. I just couldn't figure it out. I'm like, what is going on today? Did I wake up early? Did I not set my alarm correctly? Anyway, long story short, yes, I woke up 1 hour earlier without even realizing that happened. So I have 1 extra hour. And I guess the question is, what do you do with that? I think so many people, they are so stuck in their routine that maybe they don't even understand the power of having extra time in their day because they just don't have access. And what I mean by access is capacity, because they're so worn down, they're so routine and I guess habitual when it comes to how they operate their day. And if your behavior, if your, I guess, patterns of behavior and identity are 95% unconscious, then how do you make yourself more conscious? Well, get out of your routine. That's the first thing I would say. I think one of the best things that people maybe love traveling for is because it makes them more conscious. Because when you get back to your old environment, what happens? You default back to old patterns. You default back to old ways. But when you're in a new country, in a new place, you've traveled here, you don't really have a set routine. And it is good to keep some sort of structure. Yes. But overall, it's very different. And so you get to see things with a clear eye, which can be really beneficial because you've got all this time you didn't even know you had. Because if you're surviving, if you're struggling, right, through your days, you're feeling tired and exhausted. It's like, well, I don't want to wake up an extra hour early just to kind of get a workout in, or I don't know, do some journaling or write my book or do something that could leverage, I guess, my life and what makes me better in my life. Doing things to enhance my well-being, be it, I don't know, doing some research, building a skill, maybe going to the gym, maybe doing some meditating or some meditation or some breath work, or what could it be for you? I don't know. What would you do if you had an extra hour in your day? Could you maybe organize yourself in such a way that the tasks for later in the day are easier? For example, for me, I cook dinners for our family. So having the ingredients already taken out and already semi-prepared, I know what I'm cooking. I know what I'm going to put together. So why not just get it out and arrange it? I mean, it's simple enough. It'll probably free up a lot of space in my head so that I can think more clearly instead of operating from a place of chaos. And I think this is such an undervalued and underrated way of getting your time back, is waking up a little bit earlier. Even though you might feel tired, even though you might feel compulsively driven back to your bed to sleep, just give it a shot. What have you got to lose? Maybe some sleep, but what have you got to gain? Maybe the level of chaos that you're playing at just needed a little bit more time for you to bring order to it. I don't know. Maybe give it a shot. And if you found this episode helpful, share it with one person. That brings us to the end of the episode of The Reset. So if you're ready to stop being a passenger in your own life and want to start being the architect of your legacy, make sure you comment the word reset and I will send you the 7-day integrity reset. Remember that most people wait for their life to change. We are the ones who architect our choices. Change your state. Choose how you show up. I am Shaun Tucker. I will see you in the next one.